What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews. Now, I did say I wasn't going to make content tonight, but doing this real early, begged my wife to let me put some videos out before we go to church and take care of all that business. So I'm going to take you through my NBA player prop insights. I've scanned the board real quick. There's a couple of players that I think are real interesting. I'll take you through that. And if you want to bet on it, let's go.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to you live from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice and the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.
Before we jump into those insights, we do have to recap the day that was. I shared one pick with you guys. My man Bonner, we cashed that with ease. Small slate, but I had 3 straight picks. We nailed all of them. They were all sweat free. VIP, we made over 8 units of profit today and only a 2-game slate. So we got Bonner over his boards. We hit Ware over his rebounds and DeMar DeRozan over his points, all sweat free. Now, I know a lot of guys have been running my straight picks on Playerprofit, and a lot of these guys are close to getting funded. You're going to get those big, juicy bankrolls. For anyone who does purchase a challenge on Playerprofit using my code, I'll give you a trial on my straight picks plan, and I'll do what I can to help you get funded. Send me an email, daftpreviews@gmail.com, with evidence that you've signed up, and I'll get you the trial. VIP, though, we hit some value plays. We hit a Ware value play, Bonner value play, a Bonner high value play. Let me show you. But before I do, the NBA. April, we're at 43 units profit already on the season. 305 units. I think I've already made a separate video celebrating the 300 units. I'll upload that later, but an amazing accomplishment. And if you're interested, you can check out VIP, use the code Bonner, not Bonner, Bonner. I don't know how to say it anymore. I said Bonner and just didn't feel right, but you'll get 50% off the next 2 months in VIP. Go ahead and check that out. Send a couple of screenshots. This is how the NBA season's looking. 305 units, 14.6% ROI, which is excellent. This is our high value play, 15-10 over steals and blocks, 25 into 275. We hit his double-double, 50 into 237. And we hit Ware, 13 rebounds, over 13.5 points, $50 into 225. So very low volume on that day. We've got a lot of games on this upcoming set. So hopefully we get another 30-unit banger. But go ahead and check everything out. Links in the video description. Now, jumping into Props Madness, the best tool you're going to find if you like betting on NBA player props is what I use religiously. You get a 7-day free trial and you get 25% off if you use the code DAFT when you go and sign up. Now, let's start talking about some picks, shall we? First lean that I have. So I scanned every single game real quick. Haven't looked at minutes projections or anything like that. But there's a couple ones that stand out to me. The first one in the Grizzlies versus the Hornets, one that stood out to me immediately was Zach Edey. Now, I mentioned this on a previous video. I said since he got the new coach, his minutes have pretty much skyrocketed. And you can see it here. It's over his last 5 games, seeing a ton more minutes. The only game he didn't was against the Boston Celtics, and that was an awful matchup for him. Outside of that, Zach Edey playing 28, 29, 32, 27 minutes, whereas prior to that, he was playing 20, 21 minutes almost every single game. So if we project him to play big minutes, I love his rebounds here against the Charlotte Hornets. So I like the 10.5 board. You're getting that close to plus money. You can even catch a 9.5 on some books as well. But Zach Edey, loving it. He's been killing the boards in his last 5 games. Even though he had that one game against Boston where he only played 13 minutes and had 2 rebounds, he's still averaging 12.6 rebounds over his last 5 games since they got a new coach, rebounding like a beast. This Charlotte Hornets team, 8th most rebounds allowed, 6th most rebounds allowed to centers. They've got Mark Williams in there. He's not moving too far away from the paint. Zach Edey should be able to eat. We can see it here in more recent games. 4 out of the last 5 centers have covered their rebound line against the Charlotte Hornets. Domantas Sabonis was the only one who didn't, and that was a massive blowout. Sabonis barely even had to play in that game, and I think Zach Edey can get it done. 14-point spread, but I think Zach Edey's still going to play 25 to 30 minutes anyway. I'm liking him to eat on the rebounds today, just like he has been as of late. But we'll see. I'll wake up in the morning, see if that's a line I still want to take. And if it's still there, then Zach Edey's probably going to be one of my bets. The next one, we're going Pelicans versus the Nets. Someone who stood out to me here was Yves Missy. Now, Yves Missy, like his rebounds as well, lines at 9.5. He's cashed this in 5 consecutive games. He's up against the Brooklyn Nets, who, as well as the Hornets, have been getting destroyed on the glass, especially from the rebound, the center position as of late. We can see here in recent games, Rudy had 18. We took Rudy in that game. Daniel Gafford got his board. Zubac, Orlando Robinson, Miles Turner, Porzingis, Okongwu. Pretty much a lot of centers are eating against his Brooklyn Nets team. Their offense stinks. They lack size down low. Missy, great rebounder, high energy, good work rate. I like the matchup he has against Nick Claxton today. So he's somebody that I'm considering betting on. The next one, we're going to head to the Lakers versus the Thunder. Looking at SGA. And I think assists is probably the most straightforward play, over 6.5. Heavily juiced. Likely this moves to 7.5 anyway. And at 7.5, I still may take it. This Lakers team, they do force a lot of high usage guards to force the ball out and kick it to corners. So they'll put a lot of bodies on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So I think that's going to open him up for assists. So this probably does move to 7.5. And at 7.5, you're probably going to get better odds than anyone would have gotten at 6.5 anyway. And I still think the chances are good. He's played the Lakers twice this season, 18 and 14 potential assists, finishing with 9 overall assists. If we just looked at his season, when he saw a minimum of 14 potential assists, what does he do? He eats 8 assists per game, so it's not too bad. But SGA assists is one. You could look at points and assists if you think he's going to see an improvement when it comes to scoring the ball. Pretty bad scoring games his last couple. The Rockets shut him down. He barely got to the free throw line. The Lakers shut him down. He didn't get to the free throw line, which is astonishing. He gets like 10 points per game from the free throw line, and he's only seen the line. He's only had 2 attempts in his last 2 games. So if he gets a friendly whistle in this next one, game being played at home against LA, then SGA points plus assists. I think that's an interesting look. The other one is Lou Dort. I bet on his 3-pointers made last time, over 2.5 at plus money. They dropped the line to 1.5 at terrible odds. So even if you take it at 2.5 or 3 plus 3-pointers made, you're going to get excellent odds for Lou Dort. It's a really good matchup for him. And if you're expecting OKC to be more competitive, chances are he plays a little bit more minutes than he did in the last game. So Lou Dort to make some threes. The next one, going with the big Frenchman. Where is he at? The Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Bucks, and I've got to go Rudy Gobert here. And I'm thinking points. I'm thinking rebounds. I'm thinking points plus rebounds. I'm expecting Rudy to do big man shit, really. So up against the Bucks, he'll be up against Brook Lopez, who's not a great rebounder at the position. So I do like Rudy to get some boards. But also, Brook Lopez plays a lot of drop coverage. If Anthony Edwards attacks them in pick and rolls and stuff like that, if he misses the shot, Brook Lopez is going to be contesting everything. Rudy Gobert should be able to get some offensive rebounds and putback dunks as well. So I'll probably go with the points and rebounds. Line's a little bit higher than what I have taken previously, but we've got a 4-point spread. We should avoid a blowout. He should see a lot of time. I'm liking Rudy to be dominant today over his points and his rebounds. You can take either one. I think they're both good looks. And then the last one that I have, I scanned the Warriors versus Suns. And Devin Booker has been doing everything for them as of late. I've bet on Devin Booker the last 2 games. Now he's up against the Golden State Warriors. It's the most difficult matchup he's had as of late. Similar types of players have had some success against the Warriors recently, though. But overall in the season, if you look at their season data, it is a difficult matchup. But I need to dive a little bit deeper, look at recent data, see how they're defending players like Devin Booker, and I'll probably make a call on that. The last one, though, is on Brandon Podziemski, and I'm thinking about his 3-pointers here. You can get him for 2.5 3-pointers. It's plus money on every single book. His volume has been great, 9, 8, 10, just taking a ton of shots, and that's because he's making them count at the moment. He's shooting over 50% from deep over his last couple of games, up against the Suns, who are terrible at defending the perimeter right now. Can't see a world where Brandon Podziemski doesn't get some open looks in this one. So I don't mind him at plus money, but we'll see. I'll take a deeper dive into everything. Those of you on my Winnable get everything. So sign up to my free Winnable. I'll share a couple of plays there. Obviously, everybody in VIP or my straight picks, you'll get absolutely everything there. But yeah, on the free plan on Winnable, I'll share a couple of plays as well. But yeah, that was a really quick look. I looked at it in like 10 minutes and I managed to make a short list of those guys. Obviously, I'll dive in a little bit deeper once the projections become available, once more lines become available. It's a massive set of games and I'm excited for it. So if I can maintain the great hit rate I have had over the last week, man, it's going to be an excellent day in my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We'll do the best we can. We make good bets at the end of the day and we'll see how, I don't know what I'm saying, where the chips fall. I don't know what that saying is. I don't usually say sayings. That's probably why. But I appreciate it if you made it this far of the video. I've got somebody waiting for me. I do have to have a shower, get my ass to church, do all that good stuff. But I appreciate y'all. I wish you the best of luck. If you want to support me in the channel, any of the links in the video description, they help me in some way. And I appreciate everybody who does that. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Sub to the channel cause your boy's getting busy. Coming to your line from the west side of Sydney. We've got the free picks and the juice on the daily. It's all free, you don't even have to pay me.